Hello and welcome back to Fallout 76. Once again, it's time for some legendary crafting, and today I will be doing Ultracite Gatling Lasers. Now, this is a weapon that I really haven't ever used, and the main reason for that is I've just never had a good one fall into my lap, and I've never really crafted them before. So that's going to change today. My plan was to do 25 of them, but thanks to Super Duper, I ended up with 27. So at least if I counted correctly, that's what we ended up with. So that's what we'll do. We're going to roll 27 Ultracite Gatling Lasers, and hopefully I end up with something good. All right, let's get things started. Roll number 1 is Junkies with damage while aiming and faster movement speed while aiming. Junkies would be a good effect, but I don't have any addiction, so that's not really something I would be using. Damage while aiming, I do tend to aim my heavy guns. I don't play them in VATS, I play them manual aiming, so that would actually be a good second star. Faster movement speed while aiming, I already have Speed Demon, so my movement speed is capped anyway, so yeah, overall this is going back into the script machine. Number 2, we've got Berserkers, damage while aiming, weapon breaks slower. Berserkers is, I don't tend to think that's the greatest effect on heavy weapons because you're probably wearing power armor, and if you are, then you're not really going to get benefit from Berserkers because you need to be wearing no armor, so that's not really a good effect. Damage while aiming, yeah, that's good. Weapon breaks slower. I haven't used these, so I don't know, but a lot of energy guns tend to break quicker than other things, so weapon break slower is probably a decent effect. I don't really know until I actually try it out, but overall, this is also destined for the script machine. Next, we've got a Furious with limb damage and 90% reduced weight. Furious on something like this, where it has a high fire rate and relatively low damage per shot, is actually pretty decent. Limb damage, I'm not really looking to cripple, and I already run one gun army, so I can take care of it with that. Reduced weight is great. You're carrying that around. I mean, these are quite heavy. You can see the weight is 18. So, yeah, reduced weight is okay, and Furious is okay. I mean, it's a mid-tier effect, but it's okay. Next, we've got an Instigating with extra critical damage and 90% reduced weight. Instigating, yeah, this isn't some high damage thing where you're going to one-shot a lot of things. So Instigating, not a good effect for this. Extra critical damage, I'm not using it in VAT, so that's completely useless. 90% reduced weight means it takes up less space in my stash. Next up, we've got Assassins with extra limb damage and weapon breaks slower. Weapon breaks slower, I think, is probably good. I won't know until I test it. Limb damage could be good. I don't plan to use it that way. And Assassins is just bonus damage against humans, which I'm not interested in. Next up, we have an Executioners with limb damage and damage resist while reloading. Executioners is an okay effect. I don't like it as much as other people do. Against a boss, I mean, against most enemies, I don't think it's all that useful. Against a boss, it could be okay. If the boss hangs around that 40% level for very long, your damage is going to go up quite a bit. Damage resist while reloading. I'm wearing power armor, so an extra 250 isn't something I'm going to notice. So that third star isn't that useful. And limb damage, yeah, I mean, I guess I could unequip one gun army and then it becomes useful, but overall, this is not something I'm interested in. Next, we've got another Assassins with bash damage and damage resist while aiming. Okay, bash damage, I'm not gonna bash with this, so that's useless. Damage resist while aiming, in theory could be good, but plus 50 while I'm wearing power armor is not gonna be something I'm going to notice. And Assassins is extra damage against humans, which I don't really need. Next, we've got an Exterminators with VATS hit chance and weapon breaks slower. Okay, bonus damage against bugs, I'm not really interested in. VATS hit chance is not very useful if you're not using VATS. So yeah, into the script machine with this one. No faster fire rate yet. That's something I would like to see, maybe. Troubleshooters with limb damage and +1 agility. Bonus damage against just enemy-specific bonus damage in general, I'm not interested in. Extra limb damage, good for crippling, but that's not really the goal with something like this. I really want to kill things. And +1 agility, not useful at all either, so this is script. So far, I haven't gotten anything that's even remotely interesting. Maybe that'll change with this one. Two-shot with weapon speed and +1 agility. Okay, I don't know if two-shot will definitely affect accuracy, and some weapons it can make it really hard to use. I don't know if that's the case with this one, but I'd definitely be willing to give it a try. Faster fire rate, that's always welcome. +1 agility, though, not useful at all. So this is essentially a 2-star, and I'm actually not sure if that 2-star is any good or not. I don't know if 2-shot is good. Next up, we've got another Assassins. Jeez. Okay, with VATS hit chance and extra critical charge. Well, we're not using it in VAT, so that second and third star are completely useless, and extra damage against humans, also pretty useless. So this is definitely script. All right, let's get something that's not Assassins this time. That's what I want, not Assassins. There we go. It's not Assassins. It still sucks, but it's not Assassins. Stalkers. Yeah, this is another VATS effect, so we don't care about that. I mean, actually, if it wasn't Stalkers, I mean, the second and third stars are actually pretty good. Damage while aiming, that's a good effect for something like this. And faster reload speed. I mean, it's not hugely important because you do hold 500 rounds, so you don't reload all that often, but when you do, reloading quicker, that's a good effect. So yeah, second, third star I like. First star kind of makes this script. All right, here we go. I feel like this one's going to be really amazing. Oh, darn. Well, I mean, I got excited with anti-armor, and then VATS hit chance kind of let me down with that one. Reduced weight is actually good. So the first star, third star are good. That second star is completely useless, at least for me. But I like that we're seeing different effects. So I'm feeling really good about, maybe not this roll specifically, but I think we're going to get something good today. So here we go. Hunters with limb damage and damage resist while aiming. Okay, this is all kinds of terrible. So hunters, extra damage against animals, which I don't have any interest in. Anything that's going to give me extra resistance for any kind of situation, I don't want that at all. I'll be wearing power armor. I don't need that from my weapon. And limb damage, I'm not really looking to cripple, so this goes away. Next up, we've got Mutants. Ultracite Gatling Laser with damage while aiming and reduced AP cost. Well, Mutants is a mid-tier effect, so I'm going to get extra, let's see, damage increases as I gain mutations. Okay, I'm only getting 15%. Do I only have 3 mutations? Maybe I do. I don't know. I'll have to check that. Anyway. I do get a little bonus damage from that. Damage while aiming is also good. Reduced AP cost, that's not useful at all, but the first 2 stars are decent. Next up, we've got Assassins again. Jeez, okay, Assassins with 2 VATS effects, so this is just trash. All right, I'm asking again, anything but Assassins, just no Assassins. Nocturnal, okay, that's not great either. Limb damage and extra resistance, which I don't care about, I don't want that. Damage at night, I don't want extra damage part of the time, I want it all the time, so I'm not really interested in Nocturnal at all, and I'm not interested in crippling, so this is script. Next up, we've got Exterminators again, damage while aiming, and damage resist while aiming. Damage while aiming is an okay effect, the other 2 just are not. It was looking pretty interesting, pretty hopeful for a while, but the last few rolls have been pretty bad, so let's change that here. 2-shot with bash damage and what's that? A chance to generate a stealth field. Okay, well, I don't care about being invisible and I'm not going to bash. And the other 2-shot I got was better than this one, so this will be script. Next up, we've got Mutants again with weapon speed and agility. Okay, weapon speed is good. Faster fire rate, that's a good, although this has a really insanely high fire rate. Maybe faster fire rate isn't good. If it's too fast, sometimes the server won't keep up and some of your shots won't count. So that may not actually be good. I don't know. Mutants, but I did check. I only have 3 mutations. I don't plan to add any more, so Mutants really isn't a great effect. Extra 15% damage just isn't much, so this will probably end up being script. Next, we've got Ghoul Slayers with last round and +1 agility. Well, this is all kinds of bad. So extra damage against ghouls you don't need. Last round is just idiotic on something that holds 500 rounds, and +1 agility is not useful at all. Next up, we've got Suppressors, damage while aiming and damage resist while reloading. Suppressors, for me, just has such a low, such a short duration. I just don't find it useful. And honestly, when I'm wearing power armor, I don't really find it necessary. So to me, Suppressors is a worthless effect. Damage while aiming would be fine. Damage resistance while doing anything at all, I don't care about. So this is script. We are down to the final 5, and so far it's been a big pile of disappointment. So hopefully we can turn it around here at the end. Bloodied with weapon speed and damage resist while reloading. Well, my character is full health, at least normally it is, so I don't know why I'm getting 11%. But yeah, normally that would be a 0% bonus. Weapon speed, I'm not sure that's the best effect. I would definitely roll with it, but Bloodied isn't really something I'm looking for, and that 3rd star just sucks. Next up, we've got another 2-shot, only this one has VATS hit chance, which doesn't help at all, and extra movement speed doesn't help at all. So this is a 1-star, and I'm not interested in a 1-star. Down to the final 3. Gourmands with VATS hit chance, weapon breaks slower. Gourmands, mid-tier effect, so an extra 24% damage. VATS hit chance, not useful at all. Weapon breaks slower, might be useful. I still don't know about that, but this is probably not something I'm going to use. All right, second to the last one will be Suppressors. Replenish AP with each kill, and 3rd star sucks. Replenish AP would be with each kill could be useful for something like this, even though you're not using it in VATS. If you're using something like Dodgy, it could actually help you. I'm not using Dodgy, so in my case, it's not useful, and I don't care for Suppressors. All right, last chance to find something amazing. Aristocrats with last round and 90% reduced weight. Aristocrats normally would be good. My character's only got about half the amount of caps you'd need, but last round is just terrible on something like this. Reduced weight is okay. But yeah, last round is pretty terrible on this. So now I need to look through what I have and see which one I want to try. Okay, so there's a couple in here that I'll probably try out. Nothing is amazing. So this Mutants, even though it's only going to give me a 15% bonus, I'm going to get 25% more damage while aiming. And so I'll probably give this one a go. And then I have this 2-shot. I'm going to test it out. I'm not sure about weapon speed on it. I don't know if that's going to be something good or not. The fire rate is insane at 227. So I'm going to give this one a try too. I'm not really sure, but these are the only two that are really worth trying. Everything else is just kind of trash. And these are just kind of mediocre. So yeah, I didn't really do very well this time, but I'm going to give one of these a go and see what happens. And there you have it, another disappointing round of Legendary Crafting. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit one of the buttons, and I hope you'll join me in the next one. Thank you very much.